You never know.
Never know.
Money.
Kaylee coming in with the 2.
Kaleo745 cheered Dex 200. Well done, Fury. Starstruck.
Thank you.
Starstruck. Starstruck.
Thank you for the bits. Awesome. I definitely want to do it again. And I'm not saying this to be cruel, but I'm glad I did it on my own. Because as you know, I'm very independent. I'm alone most of the time. I really enjoyed being alone just to take in the scenery. I will definitely do it with my friend when he eventually comes round to the idea of doing something. But I really enjoyed doing it on my own. It was fucking phenomenal. It was just what I needed to, wake me up. Okay. First one. Can we... I'll zoom it in a bit more, and then we'll just have to scroll. I've got it zoomed in so the adverts don't show up. Well, we only need this bottom row for now. You guys can see that, yeah. Thank you for the bits, greatly appreciated. Alright, so... Resident Evil, the originator, where it all began. The reason why it's going here... it was fantastic. Yeah, I told a few people, and they were gobsmacked as well. They were like, no way have you... Like, were you in that bad of health, and then you've done this? They were like, that's pretty dangerous, but it's cool at the same time. Okay, so the reason why we're putting the original in is because this started everything. It's got Inez in it. I love Inez. It's got the birth of Jill and Chris and Wesker and Barry, who we all know and love. Some of the best theme tunes as well. Like Going Down to Neptune. That's a great tune. That's their version of Jaws. And the Save Room theme. Fucking beautiful. The enemies are actually pretty good. Tyrant was good. The Hunters, fucking terrifying the first time you run into him. Dogs. The zombies were pretty brutal as well. Richard, famous lines. Yawn dodge. Razor will know about the yawn dodge. Razor will know about how fun the yawn dodge is. So, it was a budget title? Yeah, exactly. Like, Resident Evil when it first came out was just fucking god tier level. Like, don't get it, like, confused here, bro. I'm not putting it in because it's god tier graphics or anything like that. Or even the gameplay, because the gameplay is pretty janky. Yeah, there you go. But it's just the birth. But the thing I love most about this, which they've never redone, is they made actual cutscenes at the beginning. Like, actual movie cutscenes. And they were fucking hilarious. And to know the story behind it, especially with Inez, is so much better. So for those of you who don't know, so Japan was full of just American actors because they wanted to do commercials and shit, so they could take it back to America and be like, yeah, look, I've done a shitload of commercials. So it's where they go before Hollywood, basically. And apparently Inez was like 18, 19 years old at least. She was the youngest member. And she signed up to it thinking it'd be glitz and glamour. And it was just fucking miserable from day one. Like, she was freezing cold. They didn't warm them up after takes. She didn't get her own dressing room or anything. Like, they were all just bundled into, like, this bus. Yeah, exactly. The 3D. Yeah, the concept. Yeah, it's true. That was what blew my mind. Just the feeling of being able to just run around anywhere and get into shit. And that when you got to the door and it was locked, and you're like, I've got to find this key because I've got to find out what's behind the door. Yeah, it was that aspect. The puzzles as well, the puzzles were pretty good. But yeah, just everything about this. And the fact that you could complete the game in 8 different ways as well for each cutscene, obviously. Because you could do it without saving anyone, you could save one person, you could save the other person. Or you could save all the other 2 or 3 or however many it was. Oh, don't worry, we're getting on to HD. Don't worry about that. So... Resident Evil 2, obviously. This would go before this. We'll move this one. Resident Evil 2, I call the most complete Resident Evil. So what I mean is, it's got a complete story from beginning to end. It also has a B scenario, which no other Resident Evil has managed to pull off well. Maybe Revelations 2 with the 2 different contrasting stories that link together, but it's nowhere near as good as Resident Evil 2. The weapons on this are some of the best. The upgraded shotgun we all know and love. The Magnum is just absolute god tier. It's got a spark shot on it that works as well, I'd like to point out. The characters, the storyline, the enemies are just over the like the Lickers were a fantastic addition. The lab was so well done. The lab is to this day probably one of the best labs in any of the Resident Evils. It's so good. The soundtrack, arguably the best save room theme. Perfect timing as well, because it's literally playing now. All those things make it, in my opinion, one of the best Resident Evils. One of the most complete Resident Evils ever. There was no bugs, no issues with this game. It controlled brilliantly. The menuing was fantastic. Like I say, the guns, the ammo, the health, great balance. Great puzzles as well. We got some of the best side characters. Ada obviously has become a usual character now instead of a side character. Her and Leon's relationship was brilliant. Claire saving Sherry. Running into Chief Irons. Chief Irons was a great addition. Marvin, obviously. Even though his part was smaller, still great. Yeah, brilliant. And then we got Pervy Kendo as well. We can't forget Pervy. Yeah, 2 was. 2 was a really high benchmark. You know the feeling I get? This is so great. I really like the save room theme to 2 remake. You know the feeling I get? This was what they wanted 1 to be. That's exactly what I got from that. But yeah, 2, there's not much more to say about it. It's pretty much perfect. The only thing that I don't really like in 2 was Sherry and Ada's parts. Like, they were just, like, nothing. There was no reason for them. I guess they just did it to include them. But it's not like a, like, oh, fuck this game type issue. It's just like, they didn't really need to be there, but they did it anyway. Next, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I would put it there. So the only reason... So, Nemesis, I absolutely love. It's my favourite out of all 3 of the originals. However, I would say 2 is the best out of all 3. So the reason why I love 3, but it is true what they say, 3 doesn't have a story. It is just Jill escaping the city, being chased by Nemesis. It doesn't expand on anything. Fucking hell, what's going on today with all this shit? Sorry. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like Nemesis was fucking god tier, and that's why obviously he's in S plus. Jill is god tier. That's why she's in S plus. OG3 Jill is probably the best rendition. Um, Carlos as well, great character. Nikolai, brilliant villain. Great, like I say, it's an amazing game. It's definitely going in S plus. It's not going in A. It's going in S plus, even though there's no story to it. But the replayability of this game was pretty much endless because of the choices that you could make, the A and B choice, and there was a C choice as well. If you didn't pick A and B, it would force you into another scenario. Those choices could mean you could keep playing the game over and over again. Fucking genius. Don't fuck with me, Fiore. Trying to find the secret facility that was in the waste disposal, but it's not mentioned. Ah, okay. Yeah, it doesn't mention that. But the thing with 3 is, like I say, the replayability is incredible. But you can also get alternate cutscenes depending on which way you play the game as well, which again, no Resident Evil seems to have achieved afterwards. We've got to remember Capcom didn't actually make this game, it was like leased out to another company. I think that's why when they remade it, they couldn't use any of this because they either didn't own it or they wanted to shit over the original because they technically made a better game than Capcom. Auto stair running as well. Great addition. Just everything. The dodge mechanic was garbage, but I mean, if you got a dodge on this game, it was just complete luck, in my opinion. RE2, yeah, definitely. Even higher grade for Mercenaries? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mercenaries was god tier as well. That's why it's in S plus. But the only reason why I put 2 forward, and the soundtrack as well, it's arguably got the best soundtrack apart from RE2 OG. But that's why I put 2 ahead, because of the story. The story for RE2 OG is pretty much unbeatable. Dodge, yeah. The addition of the dodge was a joke. Yeah, pretty much. It wasn't tested. It wasn't tested. Again, RE3, great enemies. Brain suckers, meh. They were okay. Annoying, but not unbeatable. It's all about Nemesis, really, as enemies go. The transformations, the type of fights that you have within. And then the ending. Get the best line, one of the best lines arguably in Resident Evil history, with Jill. And like I say, the best rendition of Jill we'll ever see, sadly. Unless they make RE9 and Jill's in it and she's just a fucking badass again, but I don't think we'll ever see that. CVX. I really want to put it in A, but there are issues with this game. That's, yeah, it's not going in S+. It's definitely not S+. And the reason why it's not S+ is because it's too fucking long. It sounds stupid saying it, but it's too long. Playing this game casually takes like 8.5 hours. Because you literally have to replay the island at the beginning again as Chris. And for me, that was really shit. Like, it's really cheap to have Chris just do everything that Claire did just to fill out the game. Really lets it go. My main issue with this, the enemies. Respawning enemies is terrible in any game. The Bandersnatchers, fucking terrible design. Terrible design, and they were just a shit enemy. There was no reason for them. They were just a shit addition, in my opinion. The moths. I appreciate difficulty. Yeah. Yeah, it was incredibly long. But the story is good. So tier A. The story wasn't that amazing. The story was crazy and overblown, but it wasn't amazing. I don't think it was as good as number 2, in my opinion. The story aspect. And then we have to bring him up. Steve. I know some people love him. It is a solid B. B plus. It's a solid B. It's a very solid B. It would be A if... Right, I would put it in A if it didn't have respawning enemies. And it wasn't as fucking stupidly long as it was. Okay, if it didn't have Chris repeating Claire's scenario at the beginning, it would have been an A rank, easy. I'd have let the respawning enemies go. But having Chris do everything Claire did at the beginning was just fucking stupid. I know they change it a little bit, but... For Steve, tier C, you forgot this shit? Exactly. I don't think it's C grade. It's better than a C, but I can't put it in A or S because of Steve. Some people fucking love him. I didn't. The character's not my issue. What he turns into is my issue. The fact that you can't kill him is... That's the start of Capcom's downfall. Making an unkillable enemy in a computer game is just a really bad fucking idea. Really bad. If they were smart about it, they would have had 2 scenarios where you could kill him and change the outcome at the end, or keep him alive. Like, so you get 2 alternate cutscenes where Wesker's like, oh, we're going to take his DNA strands that was left after you killed him. Or, like he actually says, like Wesker at the end says, oh, we're taking Steve for ourselves. What happened to him? What did you do with him? You've got an indestructible killing machine. You can't kill him. Why haven't you just unleashed Steve on the entire world, or to go after the remaining STARS members? He just disintegrates into thin air. That was my main issue. I liked Chris. Thought Claire was brilliant in this. Claire was really good. Better than 2 OG for sure. I won't deny that. She was great in CVX. Probably the best rendition, because all the renditions after are pretty shit. Chris was good. Chris was alright. The enemies are fantastic. The stupidity of them is fantastic. You can't take them seriously. The only enemy you can take seriously in this game is Wesker. Wesker's great, but he's only in cutscenes. It did cheapen the moment. He's infected, run, Wesker flees with him, never seen again. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Claire was a big plus in this game. Yeah, Claire carried this game, 100%. Her character carried this game. She was great. The best voice actor for Claire as well. I can't remember her name. Was it Alison? Was it Alison Court who did Claire, or was that for Jill? I can't remember. You guys will know in chat, hopefully. Yeah, it was Alison Court. Yeah, best Claire actor, best voice. Probably one of the best voice actors in the franchise. I thought she was a really good voice actor. Apart from Ada, and OG Leon as well was great. OG Leon was amazing in OG 2. Paul Haddad, he was fantastic. But yeah, I can't put it in A for those reasons. But still a good game. But the problem with Code Veronica as well is it was kind of obsolete by the time it had come out because of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Because they had auto stair running and stuff like that. In Claire, you still had to click and access the stairs. They did add the addition of zombies coming up and down the stairs though. which was a good addition, because before then they just stood at the top. So that is one thing. Resident Evil 1 Remake or HD Remaster, S+. Best Resident Evil game ever made. Sadly, we won't see another game like this ever again. Everything about it's perfect. The additions to the game are absolutely incredible with Lisa Trevor. Lisa Trevor is probably one of the best. You're coming with me? Yeah. No real improvements on CVX, exactly. That was the tragedy of it. Apart from the 3D rendering, instead of pre-rendered backgrounds, which, again, for its time, it looked great. The game looked great. It also come out on Dreamcast as well, which was really bad. Oh, shit. I forgot to add the addition of the annoying fucking tyrant on the plane. Terrible enemy. Fucking dog shit enemy. Really bad idea for him. Overpowered. Can't really kill him. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Nosferatu, though, I really enjoyed. Nosferatu was a great enemy. He was really good. Yeah. So, RE1 HD Remaster. In my opinion, the best Resident Evil game. The add-ons, Lisa Trevor, and the extra places in the mansion were done amazingly. All the enemies were re-rendered perfectly. To the zombies, to the hunters. The hunters look amazing in this game, even down to the dogs. The dogs are so overpowered in this. The character models, Jill, Chris, Barry, all of them look great. Wesker as well, obviously, looks fantastic. Wish we got RE2 remake. Yeah. Tyrant for 5 minutes. Yeah, it's fucking dog shit. Adheres to the original source material by adding others. Don't feel out of place, exactly. And that's why it's the best Resident Evil, in my opinion. Lisa Trevor, the addition of Lisa Trevor. So they took her from Mr. X, which is what they were going for, but they give her a human aspect, and you genuinely feel sorry for Lisa Trevor. Most of the enemies you couldn't give a shit about, but Lisa Trevor, you read the story and the backstory and you're like, fuck, like, that's brutal what they actually did to her. And she's a great enemy. Yes, I'm aware she's unkillable. I don't like unkillable characters. However, they do her really tastefully. They don't just make her an unkillable machine that all of a sudden disappears. Like, she actually dies at the end because she kills herself. She jumps off, or you can knock her off either way. But yeah, it's perfect. All the cutscenes are amazingly redone. The voice acting is fantastic. They keep cheesy lines.
And though we be on the far side of the world, this ship is our home.
It's Mr. Matrix. Hello, hello.
This ship is England.
Lisa with Nemesis Parasite? Yeah, it was. Technically, yeah, it was. They tried to say it was Los Plagas, didn't they? Like, mixed with the T-Virus, I think. But yeah. God tier game. The characters, the voice acting, the soundtrack. They redone the soundtrack. They made it better. Everything about it. Only issue? 2 issues. She survives? Ah, okay. See, I've never played that. We'll get onto that. So, the only 2 issues. Door loads. If I trusted Capcom today, I would ask them to patch out door loads, which they could do in 5 minutes. But I don't trust them to do that anymore. So, I'm not going to. Door loads. And the gas cylinder thing at the end. Don't slow down the end. Don't take away the pacing, because it makes the game fucking boring. And it makes the average player just want to switch it off and be like, oh, I'll do that shit another day. That really is the only 2 issues I had with this game. The door loads and the gas cylinder thing. It's a shit addition. That's the only add-on that I don't like that they put in it. If they put it in early on, somewhere in the mansion, okay. Maybe for the, I don't know where, but Like, yeah, they shouldn't have added that. But apart from that, everything else is fucking perfect. The Tyrant looks amazing. If you actually fight the Tyrant properly on the helipad, it's a great fight. Again, you can complete it 8 different ways. The weapon unlocks. So Barry's pistol is pretty good. The rocket launcher's shit. It's got the worst rocket launcher in any of the Resident Evils. Like, it looks terrible. It looks like a Nerf gun. It looks like an oversized Nerf gun. Fuel canister was terrible. Yeah, you don't need to slow the ending down. It would have been a good addition if it was at the beginning of the game, but because it was at the end, it fucking ruins the pacing. It's such a shame. But apart from that, it's god tier. It really is. There's nothing wrong with it. Yes, the controls are dog shit on the console, but that's because the controls were made for PC. They weren't made for console. But we can get past that because you can play tank controls, which I love. So, especially for fixed camera games, tank controls are perfect. Apart from that, the normal weapons that you get are, yeah, they're alright. But again, what they were working with in the original, they didn't have much to go off. So we can't complain too much. The grenade launcher is much better. It works much better. It's not as powerful. But Barry's Magnum? Yeah, Barry's Magnum, fair enough. Yeah, that's why it's an S+. It's Barry's Magnum. And the fact that you can watch Barry get yeeted off the edge. It's cruel but funny at the same time. Alright, moving on. What is this game? I've never played this game, so it's gonna... Okay. Resident Evil 0. Let's put it back here for now. Here we go. Here comes the chat. I need to move over a little bit because I'm blocking. I'm still blocking it. Let's scroll it up a little bit. I need to move over again. Fuck. How much fucking further do I need to move? Okay, that's better. No, because I'm going to be blocking it now, aren't I? Okay, that'll do. That's perfect. There we go. Okay, 0. Don't judge how you didn't play. For me. Shit. I have played 0, I'm lying, I'm memeing. It's got no item box, that's enough for me to hate it. Switching characters, leaving items on the floor. Going back for an item. See, so... tier shit. If we can all agree to disagree. 0 is a C. Wow. Okay, look. 0. I'm going to point out the things that I liked about this game. It might piss off a few people, but this is what I'm going to say. First off, let's get rid of the item box thing. Okay, see, now Messiah's on the same level as me. Because I played Outbreak so many times on the PS2, like, so Outbreak Files 1 and 2, I had the most hours in on the PlayStation 2 out of the Resident Evil games. I absolutely loved the Outbreak Files as a kid. I loved playing through them. If you're not familiar with Outbreak, the Outbreak Files 1 and 2 on the PS2, there was no item box. There was no item box. You picked up an item on the floor and you had to decide whether or not it was important enough to keep in your inventory, because you only got 4 inventory slots as well. So when I first played 0 and I found out there's no item box, it did not bother me in the slightest. I was really good at maintaining my items at all times. So that didn't really bother me. I'm not gonna lie. Split it up like CV without... oh, the co-op system? Oh, we'll get onto the co-op system. So, the item box thing I didn't mind. This game is probably the best looking Resident Evil I've seen in a long time. The environments were beautifully done. There were some parts, like where the infected monkeys are, like those, like it looked like a bit like a labyrinth type, um, like medieval style chamber room. I think at some point with the what are they called? The torches, like the torches and lanterns. Fucking beautiful. Some of it's the train as well. The train was beautiful. Like that was really well done. It looked amazing. Maybe not when you go outside, but that was game limitations. But inside the train looked fantastic. Like I love that environment because it was a perfect closed environment. It was great, and you only had zombies on there as well, which was great. It's talking nice about Zero. I'm being fair. I'm being fair. These were the points that I liked. There's not many, so listen to them. So the first one was the item box, didn't mind. The second one was the environments and the way they were rendered. Looked incredible. Especially on the HD version. It was crystal clear. So, they're the only things I like. Straight away, the first enemy is a giant scorpion. Oh dear, oh dear. When I first played this game, I was so excited because I played HD Remaster first, and I fucking fell in love with that game. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to play Zero now. Zero's got a... I agree, the outside of the train. Yeah, I think it was because of the limitations though, to be fair, or just that they didn't know how to render it. So the Scorpion. So, like I say, I played HD Remaster. I was like, I can't wait to play Zero. Zero's going to be God tier as well. It got on the train and I was like, okay, it's not going to be as good, but it's going to be fun. As soon as I got to a giant scorpion, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I was like, is this a fucking joke? Like, where's the mutated, where's the mutated bioweapon? Like, you've not even turned the scorpion into a bioweapon. Like, it's just a giant scorpion. Like, it's shit. And then I found out in the speedrun you don't even have to fucking kill it. You just run past it and it dies automatically when you pick up the key. Or whatever it is you need to advance. Into the lab, yeah. Yeah, to be fair, that wasn't too bad, but I felt that was pretty cheap. I thought that was pretty cheap, trying to put RE2 in there to give the game substance. But, okay, so the first aspect was the Scorpion. And then just basically everything else following it. Like, nothing made sense. So, like Messiah said, the co-op system was fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. I didn't like Billy as a character. I thought he was really fucking bland and generic. He was just boring. Rebecca turned from OG and even the remake, she turned from this like idiotic child to this fucking killing machine. Yeah, fair enough, but Black Tiger is so better, like much better done. He looks more dangerous. He looks more menacing. So he looks fantastic. Yawn has his own style. Neptune makes sense because of course they would test it on sharks because sharks are one of the most like toughest creatures on the planet for like not having diseases. The list of diseases for sharks that have been found is really small. It's incredible. Like they don't suffer from any disease. It's fucking incredible. They're really, really strong creatures. The continuity, is terrible. She literally is an idiotic child in the first two, OG and remake. And then in Zero, she's a bioweapon killing machine. She kills a fucking tyrant or whatever it is at the end. And then goes back to the mansion and can't kill a hunter. Chris has to save her from a hunter. It's just, the only reason why Zero was made, and Bok the Soup says it, it's to shoehorn the scene with Wesker and Birkin in, and that was it. Just to expand the lore of Resident Evil. That's literally all Zero's made for. Just to fit that one scene in. Which they could have fucking put that scene in HD Remaster and made HD Remaster even better. That scene in HD Remaster would have been fantastic, in my opinion. But they didn't do that. They put it in Zero. Yeah, the enemies. The infected monkeys, great idea, but to make them really stupidly overpowered to the point where they're really impossible to kill, fucking terrible idea. If they would have been replaced with dogs, where they had minimal HP, but they had quite quick, vicious attacks, they'd have been fine. Because I actually thought they were a good addition, because obviously we test stuff on monkeys all the time. We still do today, even though they shy. So that aspect, the enemies, Billy, Rebecca, can't remember the weapons. I think they were alright. They were pretty much the same as HD Remaster. What's it called? The hook shop? What was that all about? Weren't they called Eliminators? Yeah, I think they were actually. I think you're right. So, for that reason, for all those aspects, and the fact that once I played it, I never wanted to play it again, it is going at the bottom. I'm really sorry, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, really disappointed in that game. Could have been so much more. It's just a cash grab. Let's move on. Cool name, terrible enemy. Hunters would have been great as eliminators. C? It's not a C rank. Not by any stretch of the imagination, in my opinion. The fact that I've only played it once and I never went back to it. Well, I'll tell a lie, I played Wesker mode for 20 minutes and just thought how stupid it was.
Lady Dimitrescu. Beautiful even in death. That waistline, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, we're getting on to the best game ever. Don't worry. Alright. Resident Evil 4. Holy shit, this is more controversial than Zero. Alright. Let's put it down here for now. Leon's back. Great. Is it RE2OG Leon? No, it's a complete fucking idiot. Obnoxious, misogynistic, couldn't care less about saving anyone. Well, that's the annoying thing, they try and give him that aspect, like... No, not really. Like, he's upset when people die, but he's not really trying to save anyone. Yeah, piss poor version of Leon, in my opinion. RE4, A or B? Oh, well, hear me out. So as we know, it starts off in a village. And they're all infected by some mind-controlling plagus. It's not viral anymore, it's bacterial, because it's obviously a bacteria, it's not a virus. So immediately, you're like, okay, you're actually killing people now. Like, they can be saved, but you're just killing them anyway. So that's not too bad. Until you get further in. And what I mean by that is, well, the first enemies I'm going to talk about is the invisible flying crickets. Why? Who fucking knows? Who knows? Who knows what they were sniffing? Like, the lines they must have been sniffing when they come up with that enemy. Stop chatting shit. So, these things are invisible. They have really overpowered movesets. They can clip through the scenery to attack you. Yeah, that's beautiful. Hitboxes only work for you, but when it's an enemy, now they can clip through walls. Fucking great enemy. Dog shit enemy, dog shit design, really cheap. It's a way of cheating. That's all it is. Fucking terrible enemy. The enemies in this game, nah, they're alright. Doesn't really explain why we go from a village full of infected people to a castle full of cult members. Doesn't really expand on that. But, okay, I can kind of get behind Ashley TC. Oh, we'll get onto Ashley. So I can kind of get behind the Luminatos affecting the village and taking them over by mind control. Okay, I can kind of get behind that. Then we go to Battle Island. Wow. That whole section, fucking pointless. Apart from, and this is what kills me, the one genuinely good addition to Resident Evil franchise, the Regenerators. Brilliant enemy. Genius enemy. Fucking shooting them, thinking you're affecting them, and then just watching them regenerate in front of your eyes. Fantastic. Why is my thingy buffering? I put it at B. Has issues, pacing. Hear me out. Hear me out. Well, no. I'm going to tell you why we're not going in B in a minute. But yeah, Regenerate is great. Battle Island, terrible. People shooting guns at you in a Resident Evil game is just fucking ridiculous. Apart from an enemy like Nikolai or Wesker, which is understandable. Common enemies shooting at you with guns, terrible. Battle Island, just the whole of it, garbage. U3, those boxes falling, fucking terrible. Does nothing for the game. It's not exciting. It's a chore. It's terrible. The three biggest issues with this game that you guys are forgetting about. Lags? Yeah, I think it's because I'm running it on my phone and on stream as well. That's definitely from my end. My internet's been playing up as well. It didn't work when I got home last night, but I was too tired to get it fixed. But it's working today. So, the three main issues. U3 is terrible. Fucking terrible edition. Looks great. Terribly done. Terribly executed. Okay, the three main issues. The first one. Controls. Let me see. Lag. Drop frames. Okay. That's fine. Alright, the three main issues. Controls. You're all forgetting about controls. One of the worst controlling Resident Evil games of all time. That's my next issue. Giving Leon a side character that is absolutely fucking useless is a terrible addition. She doesn't have any defense whatsoever. Such a bad idea. Like Jenna said, it literally knocks Leon back from a hero to some muppet looking after a child. And the third biggest issue with this game, so after the controls and Ashley, my other biggest issue with this game is definitely in a casual. It's too long, but it's just the addition of all the useless shit, like the fucking minecart and stuff like that. But apart from all that, the quick time events, you're all forgetting. Krauser and Leon was probably the best scene we've seen in a long time, but it's a fucking QTE, so it immediately gets ruined. It immediately gets ruined. Quick time events do not need to be in Resident Evil. The only time a QTE needs to show up is when you have self-defense weapons, when it gives you that window to press the button to use it. You don't have an issue with the controls? Well, fucking hell, fair enough. I hate the controls in this game, in RE4. But the QTEs ruin this game. You don't need to put QTEs in a game in a modern day because you can add so much to it. However, the weapons. You didn't forget about them? Oh, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. I guess it's just me, because I'm bad at them. The weapons in this game. God tier. If I was doing a tier list of the best weapons, RE4 would be an S+, for sure. The Red 9, the Killer 7, the Matilda, the Elephant Gun, the Broken Butterfly, the Striker Shotgun, all the overpowered customization you can do to them. Fucking brilliant. Yeah, the Red 9, exactly. Just the Red 9 alone, it would go in S tier for weapons. The rocket launcher, brilliant, because it's the RPG one, which looks realistic. All the weapons look really realistic in this game. The Chicago Typewriter as well, great add-on. It's got the addition of throwables, first Resident Evil to use them. Fucking brilliant. The grenades, great. The flash grenades, great. Even the incendiaries are really powerful. The attaché case inventory, I really enjoyed as well. I thought it was a more believable inventory system than compared to just the 8 slots. The Al Capone Mercenaries, yeah, Mercenaries was a good addition. Ada's story was a good addition, yeah. So, it's going to go in B. It's going to go ahead of CVX for the addition of Ada in RE4, because Ada's arguably the best thing in RE4. Assignment Ada's great. Mercenaries is good, even though it's really fucking annoying and challenging, it's actually really good. I actually like the fact that you can play New Game Plus as well. I love the New Game Plus edition, where you can just reuse your own weapons. I actually really like that. It was going to go in C, but Genesis just reminded me of why it's actually a B, because of the Mercenaries and the Ada story. So I think I'll put it in B. It's nowhere near S in my opinion. It's definitely not A because of some stupid shit. But yeah, we'll put it in B. Resident Evil 5. I'm going to be short and sweet on this one. 5 is just pure filler. The story's terrible. The enemies, they're not bad, but they're not good either. There's no memorable enemies in this game, but it's just filler. If you cut out the majority of the filler in this game, it'd be an hour long. The story's terrible. The best part about this game is the characters. Chris is great. I love the roided up Chris. He's my favourite version of Chris. Sheva's god tier. Sheva's up there with the ranks of Ada and Carlos. Sheva's fucking brilliant in this game. She's absolute badass as well. And then Wesker. We've got Wesker. The characters are horrible? Really? And the history? I personally think the characters are great. I love Wesker. I love Sheva. I love Chris. The others are garbage. I can't even remember the other ones. Is the game? I thought the game was pretty bad. There wasn't much about 5 I liked. I didn't really like the weapons. For me, the characters are the best part of this. The extras to this game are not too bad. Jill is terrible. The rendition of Jill in this is terrible. It's completely ruined Jill's character now. The soundtrack's actually really good. You just don't get to hear it a lot. The enemies are not bad, but they're not amazing. For the characters and Wesker, I'm going to put it in C. Better story than 5. I thought the story was terrible. I really didn't like it. I didn't like it. Okay, Revelations. Revelations was DS. I played it on stream. There's not much to this game, but for a DS game, this is really good. The characters were really good. The enemies weren't bad. And the final boss at the end is fantastic on the boat. I love the boat setting. The boat setting needs to be done again. I really didn't mind Revelations. It is a DS game, so the limitations were there. But we're gonna put it in D, but it's a nice D. No, we'll put it in C. I'm gonna put it in C. I really didn't mind it. It wasn't no, we'll put it in D actually, because it wasn't much of a game. But for a DS game, I thought it was great. Jill is the only good thing. Yeah, Jill was brilliant in Revelation. She really was. She really was. Okay, 6. Short and sweet. It's going with RE0. It's not as bad, but there are too many aspects of this to go through. Fucking hell. There's a few good additions, but for the majority, this game is pretty forgettable. One of my biggest issues, unkillable bosses, ridiculous addition. No one wants to play a Resident Evil game where you can't kill a boss. The whole enjoyment of boss fights is being able to kill them. Yeah, Ada and Leon, which we played on stream, those were actually really good. Ada's is the best altogether. Ada's is fantastic. A really good storyline, the fact that they were cloning her and stuff like that, and then she gets her own back. Brilliant. She looks amazing in it as well. I love the sprinting. Sprinting aspect was really good, like where you can actually fucking full on sprint, which is what you do in a situation like that. The slide mechanic, love the slide mechanic. Slide mechanic was fucking brilliant. The melee was overpowered, which is good, but at the same time not. The hand-to-hand combat stuff, can take it or leave it. Again, the weapons weren't that fantastic. They were just kind of there. The partner system was alright. It was an improvement on 5, but it was still garbage. Helena, forgettable character. Piers, forgettable character. Jake, why? Why'd they make him? Who knows? We'll never know. Revelations 2. Okay, I really liked Revelations 2. Barry's story's great. Claire's not so much. But Revelations 2, all round, apart from some of the enemies, was actually pretty good for Barry. Barry's story. I'm going to put it in C. Because overall, yeah, Jake, exactly. I'm going to put it in C, because overall, this game had a lot of playability, and I played for it a few times as well. Yeah, I liked Revelations 2. I thought it was better than 5. I don't think it's as good as 4 or CVX. But yeah. Is this 7? No enemies. It's first person. You fight Jack over and over and over again. The house aspect, yeah, it's just a cheap version of the mansion, in my opinion. Terrible rendition of Chris. Can't stand Ethan or Mia. However, it's not here because it looks amazing. The game looks amazing. It plays pretty well. The environment's great, but it's pretty weak. There's no story. Mold. They've given up with viral weaponry now, and it's just mold. So they found a coffee cup with mold in it, and now that's the enemy of Resident Evil. I'm going to put it in D because it's definitely better than 0 and 6. The DLCs I really enjoyed. They were really good. The boat section on this, one of the least enjoyable missions. I prefer Battle Island in RE4 over the boat section on this. Fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. Got bored playing it? Yeah. 7's incredibly boring? Yeah. That's what I found. Don't get me wrong. The environment, great. The aspect of Jack chasing you around is great. But once you've killed Jack 4 times, that's when you know the game's struggling. And there's no other enemies. Fucking terrible for that aspect. However, I can't put it in 0 rank because the environment's beautiful and it does play pretty well. And the characters are terrible. Perfect timing as well. I will say that the savouring theme's beautiful. Really is. But yeah, enough said about that. Okay, RE2 Remake. RE2 Remake. This is going to surprise some people, but I'm going to put it in A. Okay, hear me out. Apart from HD Remaster, it's a great remake. But there are issues. B scenario. Terrible. Fucking terrible. Such a shame that they clearly ran out of time or money or both. Such a fucking shame. And that's literally why it's going in A. Along with... The RPD is fantastic. The RPD is incredible, to be honest. No. I'm not going to put it in B, for the reason being is because I don't like Claire's character, but Leon's character has been redone so fucking well. Marvin had a better place. Nowhere close to RE1? No, I don't think so. Oh no, trust me, if I put this in S tier, it'd be at the end. Like, I'd put RE1 original before this. Leon's character's brilliant. Really well done. Ada's wasn't done great. Annette Birkin in this game is fucking brilliant. All her cutscenes are fantastic. The voice acting is incredible. The character model for her looks great. She treats Sherry like shit. Birkin's just a test subject to her. Not a husband anymore, which I fucking love the aspect. Marvin gets a better part in this. Again, it's not as big, but he's still great in it. Ben, they fucking butchered Ben. The original Ben was fantastic. This Ben wears no socks and says, "Hello, humans." Fucking terrible. Terrible. They improved Kendo, even though it's only a cutscene. They made him like really lovable. And they bring the human aspect to it with his daughter infected. I think that's probably the only time we've seen an infected kid on Resident Evil, thinking about it now. And it really does bring it down to a human level of, like, yeah, all the kids that have, you know, would die in that aspect. So that's a really nice touch. Birkin, he got put on the back foot. I don't know why, but they used Frank West's voice. Frame lock, premeditated grab, yeah. Legless zombies OP, yeah. Yeah, so we're going to get on to that aspect. Self-defense weapons are fantastic. However, what's not fantastic is teleporting zombies. So what I mean by teleporting zombies is when you've seen me running Hunt recently, you know how like Susie at the beginning will lunge for you? She'll do a double lunge, but like, you know, on that double lunge sometimes she'll grab you. That's fair enough. What's not fair is when a zombie goes from static to biting you and there's no in between. That's fucking cheating. That's absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And it fucking destroys me. Because it's a form of cheating. The next one is snap lock. So when you actually get past them and you're out the way of the grab, sometimes the enemies will just decide to snap onto you. Like, how many times have you seen me run Hunk when I've ran past the guy in the east corridor, in the east office, the white, the lab coat zombie, and all of a sudden Leon will get teleported back to the front of him, so you have to do the interaction with the weapon. That's what snap block is. It's fucking terrible. It's cheap. It is cheating, and it's terrible. Premeditated grabs or attacks. So the dogs. How many times have you seen them on Hunk last week? Jump, and then I run into the attack, and it counts. How? I do not know. Being hit or stumbled in this game is the worst thing because the animation takes 10 to 15 seconds to get out of. You can't get out of it yourself by moving the controller. You have to wait for it to go through. Fucking awful. But I will say the zombies are fantastically designed, even though they're overpowered. The dogs are still overpowered as usual. The lickers are incredible. Birkin's transformations are fucking near god tier. They're fantastic. They're really well done. The first Birkin, G1, looks amazing. He looks incredible. Worst offender, the G-adults. Oh, hell yeah. The G-adults are brilliant, but their attacks are just... Oh, man, they go through me. They really fucking do. Spark Shot. Terrible. Say no more. Shotgun. Nowhere near as good as OG2. The grenade launcher in this... Yeah, it's about the same as OG2. The Magnum in this I prefer over the Magnum in RE1. Unless it's hardcore, then it turns into a pea shooter. Leon's Matilda I prefer in this. 4 had none of this. No, 4 had invisible enemies that clip through walls. So oh, what a tune. The DLCs in 2 I loved. They're all the same, but I love them regardless. But I just can't put it in S+, because of the lab and there's no B scenario. And then a few of the aspects we've talked about. It would be S+, but it just misses the mark. And I don't think it's Capcom's fault. I think they just ran out of time and money. But what we got was amazing. I love it. It's one of my personal favourites out of the entire franchise. On a casual level, it's fucking fantastic. On a speedrun level, it fucking sucks. Moving on. Oh boy. RE3 Remake. Who wants to start off in chat with this one? Alright, let me skip this really ridiculous fucking Gaiden. So dumb. Or Gaiden. We'll leave this on. This is actually really well done. Okay. Oh, here we go. O tier B. So annoyingly, RE3 Remake, in my opinion, is a good game. Now, I didn't say it was a good remake or a good Resident Evil. Standalone, it's actually a really good game. It controls really well. It plays really well. When I say control, I mean movement aspect and environment. I don't mean the dodge mechanic at all. The movement aspect is really good. The control aspect, should I say. The environments are pretty shitty. Yeah, they're shit, to be honest. The chemical factory is okay, or Hive, or Nest 2, or whatever it's fucking called. It's, in my opinion, it's better done than RE2 Remakes. RE2 Remakes lab is fucking terrible. It's the worst aspect of that game. It's bland, it's boring, it doesn't look like a lab, it just looks shit. The lab looks more interesting in RE3 Remake. Some people like this version of Carlos. I actually prefer the other one, like the young and dumb version. where he thinks he's God, and then as he's going on, he's slowly breaking down, and like Jill has to bring him round, and then you sort of realise like out of the two of them, Jill's got a better grasp and she's more like better trained. Like, I actually preferred that over this guy who was. I don't think he's bad in this, but I just prefer that one. However, it's the voice of Javier out of Walking Dead, so I love that aspect, that Javier is now in Resident Evil, which is great. And then he did Chris's voice later on. But yeah, it's going to go in D. It's going to go in the top of D. I'm not putting it in 0 because it is a good game. It's a terrible remake. This version of Jill is not that great. But she's not terrible. Nikolai's not very good either. Yeah, but it doesn't deserve 0 status because it is a good game to play. Village, the cat. No, I'm kidding. Just thought I'd do that for Genesis. Genis, look, right, before I did this, Genis messaged me and said it better go here, so he would never forgive me if I put it anywhere else. So Alright. Village. I fucking love this game. I really do. But it's terrible. And for that aspect, it's going in B. We're not going to talk about Village too much, but I love the insanity of it. I love Demetress. I love all the bosses. The only boss I don't like is Absolute Dogwater by Unsub Unfollow by B. It's going in B. It's going in B because of the lunacy of it, like 4. It's as ridiculous as 4. I mean, it is just a remake of 4. But that's what I think I enjoy. C? Okay, it's going at the front of C. Yeah, I'll agree with C. Fair enough. It is pretty middle of the road. You've got to admit it's beautiful though. Visually, it's a beautiful game, even on console. But yeah, actually, yeah, I'd agree with C because we got nothing else with it. Because Mercenaries is fucking terrible. As much as I enjoy playing Mercenaries, it was terrible. Because it's not Mercenaries, it's just Ethan running around doing levels of Village. Lagging again. I can see the lag on my screen. What the fuck is going on with this today? Yep, there's the lag. I'm getting fucked for lag. My bits have just dropped. They've gone back up. No, they've gone all together now. I have no idea what's going on. Shit. My taste in RE games is totally shit. No, not at all. True. Yeah, true. One sec. I need to sort this out. Let me just hide my screen a minute because I need to go into my settings. Might have to end stream and restart it. I have no idea why the bitrate keeps doing this. I put the bitrate down as low as I can go. Drop it down again and see if that works. Yeah, this is why I can't stand talk. Saying the signal's excellent. Okay, that seems to have fixed it. Yeah, it's network. I'm getting fucked on network. Talker are just fucking animals. Hate them. Fucking hate them. My contract finishes with them in August. I've been shit talking them again on Twitter because they're a bunch of cunts. Fucking evil people, man. They just fuck up your network and then like, yeah, we need to send an engineer. Don't send one and then charge you 60 quid for it and don't tell you about it. They've done it to me 3 times now. So nearly 200 quid off me for nothing. Fuckers. Alright. Should be good to go again. Everything seems to have chilled out now. I have no idea what was going on. Okay, let's go back to this. Alright. Yeah, I mean, the reason why I enjoyed it, because first off there was enemies in this game, and there was multiple bosses. And to be fair to the bosses, you actually kill them in different ways. Demetress flies around, Angie is just a doll, like flying around or whatever. You've got Moreau, which is in the water, and then Heisenberg as a, you like Village, I want Village type game. Play Bioshock 1 and 2. Yeah, I've had that quite a few times. I think I played the first Bioshock actually. I enjoyed it. I think I got it free on Gold. Or maybe I watched a speedrun of it. I'm not too sure which, but it does have better enemies, apart from the Lycans, which are just stupidly overpowered. No reason for it. There's no explanation for the Lycans either. But yeah, High C. Survivor. I'm gonna put it in C. It's ridiculous. It's really cheesy, but it's a lot of fun. And you can actually play this game multiple ways. Moreau doesn't die? Really? Heisenberg comes Skynet? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he's like a Magneto at the beginning. But Survivor, it's ridiculous. But you can actually play this game 3 different ways. There's 3 different paths you can take, so that's pretty cool. Alright. Gaiden, I've never played it, so for that reason it's going in 0. Dead Aim. Dead Aim's going at the front of 0. It's fucking terrible. Say no more about that game. 0's better than Gaiden. So, yeah, no, actually, yeah, it needs to go at the end then. Outbreak, way ahead of its time. Fantastic game. In the sense he's a tank. Yeah. Gaiden, I've never played it, so that's the only reason why I'm putting it there. But with Heisenberg, yeah, he's kind of a cross between Van Helsing and what's his name, Magneto. So it's quite confusing knowing what he is at some points, to be honest. Outbreak File 1. Brilliant game way ahead of its time, a game that deserves a true remake and a chance to shine. Outbreak File 2 is going in B as well. I much prefer playing these over 4 and CVX. I've never played this, so it's going in there for that reason. Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles I've never played, that's the only reason why I'm playing them in there. Mercenaries I've never played, I've heard it's garbage. Operation Raccoon City, I call this the Dead Rising phase of Capcom. With the success of Dead Rising, they just made Resident Evils like Dead Rising, or tried to. it's actually not as bad as people think it is. It deserves a chance. I think it's a solid C. It's not as good as Village, but it's definitely better than all these. I'd definitely put it over 5 for that aspect. I'd probably move 5 up, to be honest. But I think it's a solid C. There's a lot of replayability with it as well, because you can change your mind at the end and you can play through it with the characters, and the characters are pretty good because they all had different skills. Umbrella Corps, from what I hear, one of the worst Resident Evils ever created. They also created it for an anniversary and everyone was fuming. Yeah, I think C's fair for Operation Raccoon City. It's not as bad as people remember it now. You know what's done Operation Raccoon City favours? All this other shit being released. And that's what's done it favours. I definitely think it's better than 7. I'd play that over 7 any day of the week. Resistance. Didn't play it when it come out. As far as I know, it's died. No one plays it anymore. And look at this. Reverse. There's only one place for reverse. Right there. Right there at home. Much better than this. Much better than this and this. Right there. And no, I'm kidding. We all know that it's gonna be absolute dog shit. So I'm just joking. So we're gonna put it in. Oh no! You can go at the end because it's yeah. We all know it's gonna be dog shit. I am gonna play it though, but we all know it's gonna fizzle out and just become this and this, because technically this was online as well, right? But yeah, that, I think I'm happy with that, to be honest. Kind of like that. Is there anything to change? No, I wouldn't. I'm actually happy with that. This I'm happy with. This I'm happy with. I think this deserves A rank. I think these are fine here. I think these are fine here as well. Yeah, these weren't bad games. They just weren't good either. Like Jenna says, they're not bad, but they're not good either. And then these have just all had too many issues to even like consider putting them in a tier. S tier for its... Oh yeah. So it's S plus for now. But on the first day, it's going to go immediately into this category. 100%. But yeah, I think that's my tier list. I'm happy with that. Controversial, but it's just my opinion. I really wish I could put this in S plus, but I just can't. There was a few aspects of it where I was just like, man, why? Like, why did you even bother? Like, if they couldn't make a B scenario, they should have made Leon's run A and Claire's run B, and just make two completely different stories instead of making them both the same and then shoehorning in a shit B section. Yeah, do you know what? I didn't think this was bad. The enemies were terrible, but Barry is so fucking good in this game. So good. And it's got a lot of replayability as well. I actually played this a few times. I think I played it 3 times in total. And I do want to go back to it, because I actually didn't mind it. I really didn't. Although I think 3 is better than that. Yeah, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I'll put it there. Maybe I'll put it in D. Survivor with the third person mod is probably going to creep up for a lot of people soon, because that game in third person looks amazing. It really does. It really does. It looks so much better. That's proof that first person does not work. I can't wait for third person village. Third person village is going to be amazing. 6, re-release it just with Leon and Ada's campaign, and that'd easily go up to a D. I don't think it'll ever get into C, but if you just made it Leon and Ada's campaign, it'd do much better, because the others are just fucking terrible. Oh, make the enemies killable as well, the bosses. I don't want any bosses dying to environmental damage. That's just fucking stupid. It really is. No, I'm happy with that. I wish I could put Outbreak higher, but they just didn't get the door loads again. The load times let this game down hugely. But the environments are fantastic. The characters are fantastic. There's no story to it though. It is just you escape until you get down to the labs, obviously. But number two is actually a nothing game because it's just a rehash of 1. But you get to go back to the RPD. The zoo is incredible. The zoo is amazing. It's really well done. I love the zoo in this. And like I say, I like the RPD as well. It's nice to see the RPD in 3D. I definitely think it's better than... Like, these two are definitely better than 4 and CVX. CVX just didn't get a good run because of the Dreamcast release. And then they really didn't improve it on PS2. I'm pretty sure they could have, but yeah, they didn't. 5, just full of filler. No real story. The characters are the reason why it's in C. I wish I could put it higher, but I just can't. There's just nothing to 5, really. Operation Raccoon City was actually really good. Apart from killing Claire and Leon at the end, which even I admit is fucking stupid. But you can choose to save him, which is more believable. No, I'm happy with that. Happy with that tier list, folks. And that's it. That's going to be it for my tier list. Whatever. Ooh, that's a lovely picture. Is it lagging again? Is my stream lagging again? Why is it just stuck on that picture? Why isn't this screen moving? That was a really funny picture to be stuck on. Why is this not moving? Hello? No? Honk runs. I haven't got the capacity to run Resident Evil today. I don't know what to play. I might play one casually, but yeah, I haven't got the capacity to run. Oh no, it's going again.